The school day is starting at Glasgow, and it's time for roll call.
Najma, Quang, David, Jose.
Welcome to Glasgow Intermediate, Fairfax County Public Schools' window on the world, where a culturally diverse student body enriches everyone's school experience. It's a place where all students are provided with courses and extracurricular programs that promote excellence, where all students are considered to be gifted and talented. A visit to Glasgow Intermediate School is next on Profile. In 1942, Richmond, Virginia author Ellen Glasgow won the Pulitzer Prize for her work, In This Our Life. 18 years later, Glasgow Intermediate opened its doors to students and for the last 30 years has been helping prepare students for their lives. Located in the Bailey's Crossroads area, Glasgow is home to almost 750 7th and 8th graders. The student body is extremely diverse, both culturally and academically. Approximately 25% of these students are children from other countries, representing 50 nations and speaking over 20 different languages. In addition to the general education program, the school houses programs for the gifted and talented and special education students. In order to meet everyone's academic and developmental needs, Principal Bill Johnson says Glasgow has become a full-service school.
Full-service school means that we have students with all kinds of needs. And this school has a program of some kind, or interested teachers or administrators, counselors, somebody here to meet those needs. There is not a need that our students have that we don't make every effort in the world to meet.
Meeting the needs of students is just one way the staff at Glasgow is achieving their primary objective.
Our objective, our goal, is to educate every one of these children to the best of their ability, to prepare them for the year 2000 when this world will be a much different place for these young people to live, work, and play. And we have a tough job to do. It's hard work, but I have a hard-working staff, and we'll get the job done. We are getting the job done.
The staff at Glasgow gets the job done in a variety of ways. Many curricular and extracurricular programs provide students with opportunities to increase their learning skills and test-taking abilities. Several support programs are offered to students who may need an extra academic boost. One such program is the Tutorial Learning Center, or TLC. Developed to assist students who need help passing the Virginia Literacy Exam, the TLC provides one-on-one and small group tutoring in language arts and mathematics.
What is 2 2/3 divided by 1/3? You just answered it.
Using math manipulatives and computers, the teachers are able to reinforce what students have learned in the classroom.
Our goal being that they will get the connections between the manipulatives and the work that they do, some of the drill and practice. We also have an extensive program in reading, both with a couple of good reading programs we've picked up and in writing as well.
Another program available to help students is the Mentor Program. Currently, 110 students are tutored on an individual basis by 57 mentors, most of whom are staff members at Glasgow. Mentors volunteer their time and meet with students at least once a week to discuss schoolwork or anything else that may be important to the student.
Our mentor program is a special program that we have for students who are not doing as well as they should be doing or would like to be doing in one or more classes. And we identify them at the end of the first grading period and then assign them to a teacher who helps them with their work after school at least one day a week for the whole rest of the year.
The mentors offer a support system for students who might need extra attention.
Actually, they provide academic support and somewhat affective support. They work with the students one day a week after school on their studies or with personal concerns. Primarily, their function is to help the student feel better about himself or herself in school and try to help them in terms of raising their grades and relating better with their teachers.
Hold on. Check this.
2
Great. Okay.
Although the students are the main beneficiaries from a mentorship, they're not the only ones. The mentors receive their own kind of rewards from participation in the program.
It's a special relationship with a student beyond the relationship that you have as a teacher. You get to know the student more personally, and they get to know you and think of you more as a human being than a teacher. Sometimes they don't even think teachers go home and have real houses, but they see you more as a human being, and it just puts you in a different light. It gives you a special relationship. They come to you for things other than just academics, and you get to know their families.
For students, the rewards go beyond the tangible result of improved academic performance.
It really helps to boost their self-esteem. Partly because they do better academically, they start feeling better about themselves, but also because they have at least one adult who takes more of an interest in them personally. They develop a relationship that helps them to feel more confident. They feel better about school, and often they do better in their personal lives with friends and family than they were doing before.
Skill drill 8, you have 15 minutes work together, okay? And it's the team with the highest score gets the prize. Go.
The staff at Glasgow strives to inspire achievement in many different ways. In the Math Counts program, students represent Glasgow at math competitions with other schools. By highlighting their accomplishments, the staff hopes to get students excited about mathematics.
The Math Counts program is a program that's part of a national organization that attempts to encourage kids to try and expand and get excited about math. We have students who practice math problems after school and prepare to compete against other teams from other schools.
Established nationally in 1984, the Math Counts program has been at Glasgow for 6 years. At competitions, the students tried to complete math problems as quickly and as accurately as possible. To do this well takes practice, so the team meets after school to work on math skills.
Well, you got it wrong. I doubt it, but we'll just pretend anyways.
At least I tried to figure it out.
I tried to figure it out, too.
Anyone can come to the practices, and this year we've tried to encourage more students to participate and get a larger core group that come to the practices, since the purpose is to encourage kids to explore mathematics. The more students you have, the better the program, we feel. At the end, close to the end of the practicing sessions in January, we have a competition of all the students who have participated, and we select the highest scorers, and those are the students who are on the team who represent us at the regional competition. The more kinds of problems you see, the more comfortable you are in solving a new kind of problem, whether it's one you've seen before or not. And the more kinds of problems you've seen, the more likely when you see a problem you can say, this is like one, similar in these ways, and this method or strategy worked, so I'll try it on this new problem. And so you develop different kinds of strategies and also different ways of analyzing problems, and those are the skills that I think the students probably develop the most of by coming and trying all these different problems at the practice sessions.
The Math Counts team at Glasgow has been very successful, placing first in their district 3 of the last 6 years. When the team does well at a competition, the students are recognized in a very special way.
We're real fortunate. If they do real well here at Glasgow, then our principal hires a limousine to pick them up one morning and bring them to school.
The students are picked up at their homes and given a tour of the county. Then they're brought to the school where a welcoming committee is waiting to greet them. This is the principal's way of stimulating excitement about math.
Last year someone said to me, since you've been doing this, it has given, students have taken a greater interest in mathematics. All of a sudden, it's cool to like math. It's cool to do well in mathematics. So we've taken math out of a category of being a course to despise because so many people feel it's hard, and to being a study, a discipline where it's cool to learn math, and I think that's good. It's my way of giving visibility to mathematics. We're going to have to improve math and science in this country if we're going to be competitive in the future, and that's Glasgow's small contribution to that whole challenge.
Encouraging kids to pursue academics is a prevalent theme at Glasgow. Even though these students are years away from entering college, the staff at Glasgow believes in planning ahead. Through a partnership with George Mason University, students are encouraged early to plan for entrance into college.
It's a college partnership program which started about 4 or 5 years ago and has been real instrumental in terms of trying to encourage a larger population of students to go on to college, preferably George Mason, but not necessarily George Mason. The purpose of the program is to give these students an opportunity to find out what it is that they need to do in order to make it into college, what kind of classes they need to take, what kinds of forms they'll need to fill out in the future once they go on for financial aid or whatever it is that they'll need.
Educating students and preparing them for the future is a difficult job under any circumstance. But at Glasgow, they have the added challenge of instructing students who are new to the United States. In order to give these non-English speaking children every opportunity to succeed in their new country, these students are placed in the English as a Second Language, or ESL, program.
It's taking students whose first language is other than English, and by an immersion technique, exposing them to only English in the classroom, and hopefully meeting the objectives of teaching them skills of listening and speaking, reading and writing, those 4 skills in English. And the program, of course, is complex in that you have students from all over the world. In my classroom this morning, you saw 5, 6 different or 7 different countries represented in just the 10 students.
Dean, what's the day of the week today? What's the day of the week?
When foreign-born students arrive in Fairfax County, their skills in English are evaluated by the Central Registration Office. The students are then assigned to an ESL level according to their abilities.
If a student has absolutely no English, then they start in our very beginning entry class, which we call A1 entry. Our A students are our beginning students, and we service them with 3 hours or 3 periods, depending upon the school, of English a day. Our English actually is a language arts, and it is a listening, speaking, reading, and writing. And if a child comes in with a little bit of ability in English, he or she may be what we call our B1 students, which are our intermediate students. And they get 2 hours of ESL a day. And occasionally we get someone who has been in this country and learned English and gone back to their country and studied more English, and they might come in and just need help with refining their English and maybe some writing skills, and then they would be what we call a B2 student, and they would get 1 period a day. And in this school we have many, many different students from different countries.
Although only English is spoken in class, students sometimes help each other by translating when necessary. To be successful, the students need only to try their best and put forth a good effort.
I'm trying to set a climate that we call an affective climate, where they're comfortable and I'm comfortable. So what we're seeing is me trying to make sure that they're comfortable, and at the same time having them learn as much of the 4 basic skills. And another time we're doing some drills out of books. Sometimes I'm just asking them questions to elicit some kind of response from them. It's not always that I'm looking for the exact response, because they may not have that, but as long as they're getting the idea, listening and paying attention, of course, that's what I'm looking for.
True, what do you got?
Are you enjoy hungry?
Question mark. A question, sure.
In addition to ESL, the students also take classes in physical education and music or art, where English skills are not as crucial. And as the students gain proficiency in English, they are placed into the general education program. As a way of integrating different subject areas into ESL instruction, these students can take science courses specially designed for ESL students.
This year we've initiated with our intermediate students, our B1 students, a lot of reading through science and social studies so that they will get the basics of science and social studies before they are actually assigned to a regular science and social studies class. We try to give them a variety of things. We've been fortunate this year to be able to get 2 science kits, and these kits are hands-on things for the children to do. We have one with mystery powders, which they are working with now, and we also have one with where we will be working with water, and that is called Sink and Float. So they are getting some hands-on experiences through their science and ESL studies.
Now, you have to take a little, see what it says here? The texture, that means how it feels. Texture means how it feels.
While these students obviously benefit from the English as a second language program, the rest of Glasgow benefits from the ESL students as well. The opportunity to interact with people from all over the globe will give them an advantage in the workplace of the future.
As we can see by our world today, we are a changing world, and Fairfax County is certainly changing right along with the world. We're becoming a much more of a cultural diverse society, and having that right in our schoolroom certainly helps the children to prepare for what they will find in the workplace.
A more culturally diverse future for these students means there will be an increased need for multilingual people. Glasgow offers classes in French, Spanish, German, and Latin to help students get started in their study of a foreign language. In addition, an Introduction to Foreign Language class is offered. This course gives students an overview of all 4 languages.
The whole object of it is to help the students decide which language they would like to take the following year. And even for those who maybe won't be ready to take a language the next year, in the future, just to give them an idea, just give them some ideas about learning foreign language and what it's like.
Now, if I showed you this, as I have a small group today, which words on this cover would you recognize right away? Impossible. Impossible, that's right.
The IFL class not only covers the language of a country, but some of its history and geography as well. It introduces students to the country as a whole and its relationship to the rest of the world.
We had just finished up our study of Latin yesterday, so we were just studying French. So what I did was to talk a little bit about why French was a good choice as a language, to talk about it as a world language, that it is spoken in a great many places.
I can find a good reason to take any of the languages. With Latin, I think I told you that...
Once students have chosen a particular language to study in detail, they can take one of the classes offered in that specific language. With so many foreign languages being spoken in the school community, it's easy for students to see the need to be multilingual.
We consider here in Glasgow, it's not just an esoteric academic exercise. We consider we're teaching a practical skill. The children here in Glasgow, many of them have backgrounds or the languages they're taking in my class might be their 3rd language. Also, they're in contact with other students around the school who speak other languages. So it is a language training is very much appreciated here as a very practical skill.
These classes are the same first-year classes offered at the high school level, and the students will receive high school credit for completing the course.
Okay, theater, Anna. Le théâtre, drama, en anglais, en français, Charlie. And drame, okay, en anglais.
Glasgow is offering electives that educate and enrich the students. For students interested in the performing arts, classes are offered in band, orchestra, chorus, and theater arts. In these group performance-oriented classes, students learn to work together in order to be successful.
But Mama, you've got to say something about me. Am I pretty enough to get people interested in me?
Emily, now you make me tired. Stop it. You're pretty enough.
A new course offered at Glasgow this year is theater arts. A result of expanding the school day to 7 periods, this course offers students a chance to increase their self-confidence and develop their acting skills.
The theater arts program here at Glasgow is new this year, so what we're trying to do is start with impromptu speaking, getting the students accustomed to getting up in front of each other, making them feel comfortable and confident and successful, and then working into pantomimes, improvisations, eventually characterizations, some scenes from plays, and then having a final play production night for the class.
Mother, you're going to also get angry with your child. And Margot, you try to just be nice and kind and appease the whole situation. All right, are we ready? All right, go.
This class was rehearsing scenes from the Diary of Anne Frank in order to practice their improvisational and characterization skills. Students profit from this type of experience by learning to become comfortable in front of a group.
I think they benefit enormously in every way possible. I think that no matter what you're doing in life, you need to be able to speak in front of people. And 90% of the students are really afraid to get up in class or any place else to speak. So we use very, very peaceful methods and encouragement. And once they get up, then the second time it's easier, and the third time it's easier, and then suddenly you see them all wanting to get to the middle of stage. And I just think it's an invaluable experience. I think it's one of the best things they can do is to take public speaking or debate or theater arts or something that gets them up in front of people.
Okay. All right, now pick it up on the last line.
This is Mrs. Gibbs' garden. Corn.
Good, very good. A little louder.
Peas, bean, hollyhocks, heliotrope, and a lot of burdock.
An extracurricular aspect of this class is the drama club, which meets after school. For their first production, the troupe is presenting Our Town.
The drama club, which basically is composed of most of the kids who take theater arts, is putting on the production of Our Town. And this is the first, I guess, official play as such that the drama club is doing.
There are 3 levels of band offered at Glasgow: beginning, intermediate, and advanced. For students who wish to expand their musical experience, participation in a jazz band is possible. In all cases, the students acquire more than just musical knowledge.
What I'd like for them to understand and get out of it, and I think there are a few that do, is that through having a positive attitude, a commitment to excellence, and always a willingness to put forth a good effort, that no matter what, they will be able to persevere and come out on top. They don't even have to come out on top necessarily. It's always that those 3 things, attitude, effort, and commitment, are what really makes life turn out for you on the positive side.
Trombones, can I please hear you 3 bars? Trombones, baritones, and tuba, I believe. No, just trombones and tuba.
My job is to pretty much take what they give me, and hopefully it's high quality, so that I don't have to spend so much time working on individual parts, and I mold it into more music. I do more the overall rather than the nitpicking. When they're in advanced band, they take care of the nitpicking themselves in personal practice. So that's what I was pretty much doing today, giving them a heads up on each individual piece, taking them through bit by bit, part by part.
Okay, measure 8, please. I would like to hear the flutes, oboe, clarinets. Bop, 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 bop. Got 1 and 2 and 3.
Many disciplines are integrated into the study of music. History, languages, and science are all utilized when learning a piece of music. This applies to choral music as well. The choral classes at Glasgow are designed to offer training and opportunities to a wide range of talents.
We have an advanced chorus, which is open to any 7th and 8th grader here at Glasgow. They must pass a singing test to be in that class, so there is an audition required. There's also a beginning chorus, which is titled just that, a beginning chorus, open to 7th and 8th graders as well. There's no audition required. Anyone can be in that class. And we also offer this year what's called a global chorus, which is kind of a beginning class with a different emphasis. We do music of countries all over the world, folk songs in particular.
Another class offered by the music department is Music Lab. This is an introductory course where students use a hands-on approach to learning music.
We are doing a unit on melody in the Music Lab class that I teach. And in order for them to understand what a melody is, I'm having them learn to play handbells. Handbells are an instrument that was invented or created in England and has become very popular in the United States over the past 15 or 20 years. We at Glasgow are one of the few schools in the county who have a set of handbells.
Students who are interested in singing can sign up for one of the choral classes. In beginning chorus, the students are introduced to singing in a group.
The class you saw today was beginning chorus. It's a group of students usually who like to sing but maybe don't have any experience singing with a group like that. It's a fairly large class, about 42 students when everyone is there. I try very hard to give them experiences with as many kinds of music as I can.
Music will provide enriching experiences to these students, not only today, but for the rest of their lives. All of these groups, drama, band, and chorus, depend on teamwork to be successful. Learning to work as a team and being part of a performing group allows students to experience success, which in turn boosts their self-esteem. That may be the most important benefit of these classes.
Students need to understand that to live in today's world, they need to be able to work with people their own age and older and younger. When we do something that requires a team effort, like singing in a chorus, they experience a great deal of success, especially with preparations and stress building towards time of a concert or some sort of performance, and then succeeding at that performance and knowing that they did well does a tremendous amount to boost their own self-esteem and the esteem of their peers as well. The more success they can feel, the more successful they will be as an adult, and working on a team helps that.
When you see somebody from the Gifted and Talented program working with somebody who barely speaks English, doing an improvisation and the whole community work and atmosphere, it's sort of the way the world is. And it's a great, just a unique experience.
A unique experience is the perfect way to describe life at Glasgow. The intermediate years are a pivotal time in a young person's life, and the experiences these students are receiving are preparing them for whatever the future holds. The world of tomorrow will be one where people of diverse backgrounds will need to work together, and the students of Glasgow Intermediate are already headed in the right direction.